uh, I did some Googling and found absolutely hardly nothing. Found one article. Found one article on GamePure or GamePur, and the only thing useful it says is on the compass you'll have the opportunity to see a red dot indicating where they are. But then it'll be up to you to find where they exactly are traveling across the map. That's the only thing it says on this, and I don't know where I mean, they got that information, I'm sure, from press release or something, or like early gameplay footage, whatnot. But I haven't seen yet, and I'll look around a little bit more. I click on this one, see if I can find anything. There's no mini-map before you get a UAV, but your shots still appear, but how? I'll let you figure that one out. Yeah, well, figuring it out is stupid, because you can't do a private match type thing, because if I could, I'd get one of my friends in a private match on the other team, and then we would do testing to where I just sat still in the corner, and would see if whenever he got close to me, if my red dot popped up, because that's lame as crap. So let's see. Has this got any type of a thing? The grit audience of the previous titles is explain why lacks a minimap. However, compass sort of defeats the purpose. Why remove something but then replace it with the exact same thing in a different form? Exactly. That's my thing. Why? God's green earth. Remove the minimap. Alright, that shows you the a close-up view of buildings, of topography, of different areas, you know, points, like objectives or whatever, on the map. Why remove that from core gameplay that also, anytime shots are fired by the other team, that shot lights up as a red dot on the map that you can see and go to that area and find the person. You know, same thing, them to you. Why replace that with a scrolling compass that is exactly the same as setup wise? Is like, it's very, you know, it's the same numbers and directionals, of course. It looks different is what I meant, but it's the same as in I think Apex has one. I don't remember Fortnite does. I haven't played it in so long. I know Blackout does, and Black Ops 4, and other you know, tactical shooter games, that type of thing. That does not make sense if you put enemy fire indicators on the map. But here's the thing that really gets me. I have had a pretty decent, you know, problem trying to get around the audio in this game. And it's not, I don't have crap headphones. Good headphones. I have it on headphone 3. I've done tests with all of the headphone settings, and I've come up with this setting. Master at 100, effects at 100, dialogue and music at 10. Because hearing the dialogue of the announcer saying, you know, that they need help at B, you know, your team captured whatever, that kind of stuff, it does help because you don't have to look at the scoreboard to know what's going on. But the music and in-game noises that are not related to combat, such as whenever your team captures an objective or loses an objective in domination, there's a guitar riff that plays, or some kind of a whoosh sound. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's a noise. You know what I'm talking about. But there's a guitar riff whenever you capture an objective. It goes like down, 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 or something like that. Except it's not a banjo. It's a, you know, it's a guitar. It's a electric guitar. Anyway, that sound is mixed in with the effects volume. So if you turn it down, you're also turning down footsteps, gunfire, explosions, enemy callouts. You're turning down everything. And Master literally just turns all of this stuff down. There needs to be far more in-depth audio settings. And I know it's the beta, but by this time, you should have the full settings menu. And I guarantee you, unless they change it from now until release of the game, This is exactly how it's going to be in the full release of the game. Unless they change it on purpose because of all the feedback that they're getting of the lack of audio changing. Because with the headphones that I have, on this setting, headphones 3, I can hear footsteps the best. And to me, being able to hear footsteps and being able to hear enemy gunfire is the most important thing. But on some settings, gunfire is incredibly loud. It does sound like a real gun going off. But in those settings, someone can be 10 feet behind you sprinting, turn a corner to where they're like, they're not in your line of sight. If they're not in your line of sight in this game, they're also not in your line of hearing. Because sound doesn't travel in this game. Sound doesn't travel through objects very well. Sound doesn't travel down corridors or hallways or through doorways very well. In the real world, think about sound almost like if you've ever seen movies where they're in a tunnel underground or whatever and a bomb goes off. And obviously it's Hollywood with how much fire it is, but it does do this to a certain extent in real life. The explosion, if it's in the center of a tunnel that's a mile long, the fire and the flame and the shock wave and the smoke and the debris rush out both ends of the tunnel, and any little corridor that there is on the side, it doesn't rush straight past it. It fills those spots because it's gases that have to go somewhere because there's displacement that has to be balanced. And it's the same way with audio. If you drop a pencil in the middle of a room, or a rock would be better. If you, or no, a pool ball, a billiards, pool ball, 8 ball, whatever, ceramic ball. If you drop it on the middle of a concrete floor in a perfectly square building, and you put microphones in a circle with a 15-foot radius around it, the sound will hit each one of those microphones with, if there's no objects obstructing, the path in between where the pool ball hits the ground and the microphones, and it hits directly in the center of the circle. The sound will register on those microphones at exactly the same moment. And if you put a wall in front of a couple of those microphones, the sound will register quieter at the first instant and then louder a couple milliseconds later, because sound goes around things. Because a sound wave is like, it's a wave in the air that our ears pick up the vibrations, and our brain, helps convert it into something we can understand what it is. In this game, I've had instances, and I'm thinking of one right now where I was playing on Azir Cave, and I was outside in one of the houses on the, I don't know which end of the map it is, but I was in a house, bottom floor, about 6 or 7 feet away from the front door, which was open. There was no windows into the building. I don't know if they had a UAV or if I just killed somebody and they knew I was in there. But the dude ran from the left side of the building. He was on the outside. I never heard his footsteps until he turned the corner in the doorway of the house and started shooting me. And I got my gun up and fired off like 2 or 3 shots into him, but I was already dead by the time I could even realize what was going on. It was instincts to start shooting or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. You can't hear, obviously, because it's literally like a wood shack, and the floors are thin, the walls are thin, there's no doors on the thing, there's no glass in the windows. It's not soundproof, and he's running on a dirt gravel path with, sticks and branches and rubble, and he's sprinting with gear on. I don't know how many pounds of gear they're carrying, but they don't move quietly whenever they're running like that. You would hear footsteps, and they'd be getting louder and louder and louder until he came around the door and killed me. But I didn't hear him until he was right there. It's almost like the sound in this game, it's almost like you have to be within a line of sight of them to hear them. And so I have to have my headphones pretty amped. Like, I have to have them very loud, which I don't normally like to do in games because, You know, I've adjusted the settings of my headphones because I have adjustments on them, and in the game to where gunfire does not make me feel like I'm going to go deaf or have hearing problems from it, but I can hear footsteps. But then whenever the in-game noises happen, whenever we capture an objective or something, you know, it scares the crap out of me because it's literally louder than the gunshots. It's crazy, and you can't turn it down. That's annoying. But what we're going to be trying to do, and I don't know how well this is going to go, there's got to be a way to counter the compass thing at the top of the screen I was talking earlier. They removed the minimap, but they added the compass with the gunfire to show up. It's the same exact type of thing in a different format. Instead of seeing, okay, that guy's on the corner of that building over there whenever he just shot, okay, this guy's to my northeast, and he's pretty close because the red dot was pretty big and it was flashing. Or if someone shoots to your right, you know, out of your field of view, there's an arrow, and if you turn, you see the red dot then. I mean, that's what it supposedly is, if they're shooting. So what I want to test, and I already looked, and I don't think there are any perks that help you be immune to that. So I'm you know, going by on what it has been in Call of Duty's past. Suppressors are the name of the game. So I'm M4 right here. I got a muzzle brake right now. I'm gonna put a lightweight suppressor. We're just gonna have to go with you know, being quiet as we can. What do we got? Do we have anything that helps us be quiet? Nope. We're gonna do wounding thing. Or actually, I can't. I don't have a perk on it already. We got pistol grip, strippled thing. We got an extended mags, tactical grip, heavy duty barrel. So I basically set up this class. I've used this gun before with a sniper secondary. I'm gonna be running a pistol secondary this time. But I have extended mags because more ammo is very, very good, especially with the M4. Oftentimes find with the regular 30 round mag I run out in the middle of a gunfight, but with this I don't usually. Suppressor because we're trying to avoid being detected on that compass. Barrel, heavy barrel because we need more range with this thing. We need to be able to take on ranged fights. But then, because we want to have range and close, we're going to do tactical grip to help us horizontal recoil control, idle sway control. That is a con to movement speed and aim walking movement speed, but that's not that big a deal. Obviously that for that, but then the pistol grip aim down sight speed is higher, and then sprint to fire speed is higher. So that will help you counter getting waxed by people running and gunning with an SMG. Secondary, we're going to try out the M19 this game because I haven't used it at all in the beta. I haven't really used the Deagle either. Both of those guns are pretty hard to use. We're going to do double time. Do we want to do it? We're going to do hardline, right? Yeah. And then I'm just thinking delays enemy health, explosive damage, delays enemy health regeneration. I don't know if I want that, but we're just trying to be quiet. So, yeah, crouch movement speed, because crouching is pretty quiet. So stun grenade, Simtex, that looks good to me. So that's what we're going to be rolling. You know, we're going for a long range, quiet M4, but also one that you can aim quickly with and, you know, go from sprint to firing pretty quickly. To hopefully make it to where whenever we get in those close quarters situations, we can deal with it. So. I don't know. This is going to be the first test, though. We're going to do a game where I'm using the suppressor, and then a game where I'm using the same class, except I'm going to change it to a muzzle brake. And I'm going to go back and look and see how many times people just come up to me and know exactly where I'm at. I really want to try this with Ghost, with the UAV, so that I can rule that out. But there's only one class that has that, and it has an AUG, and I don't really like the AUG that much. So, this is what we're going to try to do. So it is, what is it? Capture the headquarters. Okay, I don't really like headquarters that much, but we can deal with it. Trying to be quiet. Try not to make too much noise. Oh, I saw you.
Oh, he's really right there, man.
Now see, I'm wanting to know how he knew exactly where I was. Let me go. What did he have? He had an MP5 with a perk on it that looked weird. High alert. Oh, that's the thing that, yeah, it turns yellow. So see, I can see there's a person over here. Oh my goodness. I know this is Call of Duty and it's not a game where stealth is a super, like, big thing that you can do, but it should be an option, and it's not. There's a guy over here, but... You kidding me, dude? Let me get up there. I'm doing a lot better this game, that's for sure. But still. Alright. Probably gonna have to get off after this game, though, unfortunately. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, just frags just coming out of nowhere. And we have no respawns. Where's this turd hiding? I'm lagging real bad.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Be advised, UAV is being
You're kidding. There's no way he knows I'm there. But how did you know that I was up there, though? Unless he saw where the shots were coming from that I shot his buddy. Of course that didn't kill him. Why would it? It's only a grenade. You're joking, bro. You're kidding. Shoot that dude. What are you doing? Holy cow. What the crap was that? All right. Where are these shots coming from? You know what? Alright, cool. That's glitching out. So cool, dude. My cruise missile glitched out. Didn't work like it's supposed to. That didn't feel fishy. Bio, you're not fun, dude. You're just spawn killing people.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Friendly UAV overhead.
And how do you know I'm there? I guess you did see me. all I hear is UAV, 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 UAV. Oh, they got a UAV. Imagine that. Wonder what they're gonna get next. Probably another UAV. If we look at what they've done in the past, they're gonna have a UAV. Just don't get it, dude. Just don't. The personal. Where are the shots coming? Crazy. Spawn killing. Hey, Bio, I bet you're real proud, dude. She just sat there with a sniper, hard scoping exactly where I was gonna spawn in at. And as soon as I spawned, you killed me. Didn't even have a chance.
Alright, some more.
Do not get it, dude. Okay, I think having a suppressor helps. I think it helps. This one has a suppressor, right? Yeah. It helps. It does. However, I don't know how to get good information, reliable information on how to get around it. Because right now, it does appear to be that it only lights up whenever someone shoots. That it does appear to be. And if the suppressor makes it to where the dot doesn't show up, or if the dot, or if you have to be way closer to the person for the dot to show up, which would make way more sense, because suppressed weapon firing is incredibly less noisy than a normal gun going off that's unsuppressed. So the fact that it seemed like I was getting noticed less. However, the way that these maps are made, they're good maps. Definitely. Don't think they're not. They are good maps. But they're just so weird. They're like, I don't know, especially for the way that this game is playing right now. It's so weird. Like, there's so many places for enemies to be. Normal. Other games in the Call of Duty franchise, for example, Black Ops maps, usually only have a 2-level, possibly a 3-level system to them. Take, for instance, firing range. You've got the tower. That's the tallest spot that a player can get to legitimately on, that's meant to be there in the game. Okay. And then people can get up in the garage, and people can get in the wooden makeshift house, and that kind of a thing. Whenever you go, if you run through mid, where B usually is, there could be an enemy in one of those 3 places, in the garage, in the house, or in the tower. But in this, if you go through mid of the map we just played, there could be people on top of a roof in one spot that can see you. There can be people on top of a totally different roof in a different spot at a different height level. There's so many places to go, and I do actually like maps that are designed like that, because it's kind of lame whenever you see a cool spot that would be fun to get to, and you go to jump, there's an invisible wall there. I haven't encountered that yet in this, which is neat. But it's like, I don't know, man. It just, it you can get seen from so many different, you can get killed from so many different places because people have so many places to hide at or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. It's different. I'm just gonna have to get used to it. I'm gonna have to get better. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. Suppressors work. Use them. And spawn killing needs to be fixed.